So in previous class, we discussed about the basic elements in communication system and what is the need for modulation and why do we need modulation and the classifications of what are the types of modulations and about amplitude modulation. These are the topics which will be covered in last class. Okay, so in last class we also discussed about the single tone amplitude modulation. When it is called the single tone amplitude modulation, if the modulating signal contains the single frequency component, then it is called a single tone modulation. If it contains multiple frequency components, then it is called multi-tone modulation. So tone is nothing but here frequency. So in this section, I'm going to explain you about what are the power components which are present in the amplitude modulated wave. That is also called double sideband full carrier. So why it is called double sideband full carrier means it contains a carrier frequency. Along with the carrier frequency, we have the two sideband frequencies at the output. So this is the standard expression for the AM wave in a time domain. So what is the standard expression? AC into 1 plus mu cos 2 pi FMT into cos 2 pi FCT. So if you multiply, you will get like this. This is called carrier component, and these two are the sideband frequencies. These two are the sidebands, and these are the peak amplitude of the, this is the peak amplitude of the carrier, and these two are the peak amplitudes of the sidebands. So from this expression, you may observe these are the peak voltages and the frequency components which are present in the amplitude modulated wave. So how can we calculate the power, total power? Total power is nothing but the carrier power plus upper sideband power plus lower sideband power. So we know that what is the expression, what is the formula power, for the power? P is equal to V square RMS by R. So this RMS value, we can convert it into peak value. So you can write Vm by root 2. Okay, so Vm is nothing but peak voltage. So if you want to calculate the carrier power, what is the peak value here? AC. Instead of Vm, you have to write AC. So what is the carrier power here? A squared C by 2R. A squared C by 2R. And also you can calculate the upper sideband power and lower sideband power. So this is the upper sideband power and this is the lower sideband power. These two are equal because the amplitudes of the upper sideband and lower sideband are equal. So what is the total power? Total power is equal to carrier power plus total sidebands power. So you can get the total power is equal to carrier power into 1 plus mu square by 2. So mu is nothing but modulation index. If you want to get the 100% modulation, that mu will be equal to 1. If you substitute mu is equal to 1, the total power is equal to the 1.5 times to the carrier power. 1.5 times to the carrier power. So these are the power components which are present in the amplitude modulated wave, and the total power also we can calculate by using this formula. Okay, and what is multi-tone modulation? So multi-tone is nothing but if the modulating signal contains multiple frequency components, those are nothing but more than one frequency component, then it is called multi-tone amplitude modulation. So here we are considering if the modulating signal consists two frequency component, here we are assuming. So we know that the standard expression for the modulated wave S of t is equal to AC into 1 plus here Ka into into m1 of t. So this is the amplitude sensitivity factor, and Ka into m2 of t into cos 2 pi fct. Here m1, m2 are both are the message signals. This message signal contains two frequency components. So f1, f2 we are assuming, and after that you may expand. The expression is like this. So see here, you can observe the modulated wave contains a carrier component. Along with the carrier, we have the sidebands. We have the sidebands here. So here carrier is called the center frequency. What are the sidebands? Fc plus f1, Fc minus f1, Fc plus f2, Fc minus f2. So you can draw the spectrum. And these are the amplitudes. So what are the amplitude? What is the amplitude? AC. And for the sidebands, the amplitude will be equal to mu AC by 2. And if it contains two frequency components, and the modulation index will be also different. So you may write mu1 and mu2. So mu1 is the modulation index for the frequency component F1, and mu2 is the modulation index for the frequency component F2. So here you may calculate the total power. So this total power is equal to carrier power plus, and these are the upper side bands for modulating frequency. This is upper side band 1, this is upper side band 2, and remaining 2 are the lower side band frequencies. So from that you can calculate the total power. So what is the total power? So this one will be like this. So we know that the effective modulation index, you can represent mu t is equal to square root of mu1 square plus mu2 square and so on. If the modulating signal contains n number of frequencies, so the total modulation index will be equal to this one, so that you can substitute the total power. So in previous class, sorry, in the previous session we discussed the total power pt is equal to carrier power into 1 plus mu square by 2, when if the signal contains the single frequency component. Here that mu will be equal to, that modulation index will be equal to the total effective modulation index mu t. So this will be equal to square root of mu1 square plus mu2 square and so on. So this is multi-tone amplitude modulation. Okay. So what you can understand the difference of a single tone amplitude modulation and multi-tone amplitude modulation. So that only the difference is if the message signal contains a single frequency component, then it is called single tone amplitude modulation. If it contains multiple frequency components, so then it is called the multiple frequency components, meaning more than one component, one frequency component which is present in the modulating signal. So then it is called multi-tone amplitude modulation. Okay. And next, what is the transmission efficiency of the conventional AM? And this one is also called double sideband full carrier amplitude modulation. So how can we calculate that transmission efficiency? So only the message information will be contained in the sidebands, so that you can, how can we calculate the efficiency? So the total sidebands power divided by the total power, total sidebands power divided by the total power into 100, you will get the efficiency. Here the sidebands power is nothing but upper sideband power plus lower sideband power, you will get the total power. And the total power, we know that pc into 1 plus mu square by 2. So if you substitute and cancel the terms, the efficiency will be equal to this one. So for the 100% modulation, so mu is equal to 1. If you substitute mu is equal to 1, what is the efficiency? 33.33%. From this, you can say the information which contains in the sidebands. So here 33.33%, and the remaining power will be wasted by the carrier. So the power 67% of the power will be carried by the carrier, and only sidebands will carry 33.33% of information. So this is the transmission efficiency of conventional AM, and it is also called double sideband full carrier system. And here we have the generation methods. So generation of AM waves. So this is nothing but we need a device to generate the amplitude wave. That is nothing but the generation of AM wave. So here we have the different methods to generate the amplitude modulated wave. So those two are the square law modulator and the switching modulator. So square law modulator and switching modulator. And square law modulator, we use a nonlinear device. In switching modulator, we use a diode. It can act as a simple switch. So here we use a nonlinear element. So ఇక్కడ మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేసినట్లయితే in square law modulator, so we have mainly three blocks. One is the non-linear element, that is nothing but a square law device. What we call it as a square law device or square law modulator. And we need a summer and we need a band pass filter. So band pass filter circuitry is must in the generation of AM waves. Okay, so band pass filter, we know that it allows the particular band of frequencies. In this particular band of frequencies, the center frequency will be the carrier frequency. So it allows around the frequencies of the carrier. And nonlinear element, it will be used to implement the square law modulator. And summer, it adds the carrier signal to the modulating wave. So this is the circuitry of the square law modulator. Here we are connected message signal and carrier signal. These two will be connected in series so that it acts as a summer. And after that we have a nonlinear device, and after that we have a band pass filter circuitry. And this capacitor and this tuned circuit will act as a band pass filter. This tuned circuits sets the frequency, center frequency into to the carrier frequency. So what is the center frequency? That is the carrier frequency that is tuned by this circuit. Okay. So if it is a square nonlinear device, so here the output of this nonlinear device is equal to it is a non-linear with respect to the input. So we can write that non-linearity expression output is equal to, so a1 into v of t plus a2 into v square of t. So here a1 a2 are the constants. If you substitute v is equal to m of t plus c of t, so you will get like this. Okay, so we have the number of frequency components. So here you may observe, after that we have the band pass filter circuit. A band pass filter, it allows only particular band of frequencies around the carrier frequency, and it rejects the remaining frequencies, means it rejects the low frequency terms and high frequency terms, very, very high frequency terms. So here you may observe this is message signal. It is very low frequency component. So this one also neglected, and this is also low frequency component, and it will be rejected by the band pass filter. So here the band pass filter circuitry center frequency will be tuned to the carrier frequency. So here that is so this term will be allowed to the output, and it will be allowed by the band pass filter. And here also the center frequency, carrier frequency, so this term also allowed by the band pass filter. So remaining all terms are rejected by band pass filters. Okay, so we can write this expression into, so if you common a1 into AC, so you may write AC cos 2 pi FCT. You may write 1 plus 2A2 by A1 into M of T cos 2 pi FCT plus unwanted terms. These unwanted terms are rejected by the band pass filter circuitry. So this expression seems, it seems to be like a standard AM equation. So what is standard AM equation? AC into 1 plus Ka M of T into cos 2 pi FCT. Here the amplitude sensitivity factor will be 2 A2 by A1. Okay, so the remaining terms are unwanted terms. These terms are rejected by the band pass filter circuit. Okay, so from this you can say what is the center frequency, that will be FC, and what is the bandwidth, 2FM. So always the carrier frequency should be chosen the greater than 3FM. If it is 2FM, you should choose the carrier frequency will be greater than 3FM. So these are the specifications to remove the unwanted terms. To remove the unwanted terms. So if the carrier frequency is FC, so what are the band of frequencies will be allowed? FC plus FM and FC minus FM. These two are the side bands. Within these side bands, the frequency terms will be allowed, and greater than the upper side band and less than the lower side band, remaining terms will be filtered. Remaining terms will be removed by the band pass filter circuitry. Okay, so this is a square law modulator. And after that we have a switching modulator. So here we are considering a simple diode. Here we are considering a diode. It acts as a switch. And also we are considering a modulating signal and a carrier signal. So here depending on the carrier, diode performs on and or operation. So if the carrier will be greater than 0, it will be forward biased and it acts as a closed switch. And the carrier will be less than 0, it is reverse biased and acts as a open switch. When it is open, the output will be equal to 0. When it is closed, and the output will be equal to the M of t plus C of t. So here you may observe. So these are the conditions. So V naught is equal to V in. When the C of t is greater than 0, so V in is equal to M of t plus C of t. Okay, so greater than 0, the output will be equal to input. So here a linearity will be exist between the input and output, and for less than 0, the output will be equal to 0. So it looks like the output waveform is periodic. Here the output varies periodically. When the input less than 0, it will be equal to 0. When the input greater than 0, the output will be equal to V in of t. So here we can say the output is periodically varies between the values 0 and V in of t. 0 and V in of t. So here we can write the output is a periodic signal. So you may write the Fourier series expansion. So here the output is equal to V in of t. So this will be multiplied by the periodic pulse train. So here the periodic pulse train of duty cycle is 1/2 of period of the carrier frequency you have to consider, and the periodic pulse train. So you can write the Fourier series expansion of the periodic pulse train will be equal to this one. So if you substitute, you will get the expression like this. Okay, so what is V naught of t here is equal to, and this term will be multiplied by Gp of t. You will get output is like this. So we have unwanted terms. These unwanted terms will be removed by the band pass filter circuitry, and whose center frequency is Fc. So if the center frequency is Fc, all 2FC, 3FC, 5FC components will be removed by the band pass filter. So only we have the standard AM equation. So like this. Okay, so these are the methods to generate the amplitude modulated wave. So one is a square law modulator and another one is switching modulator. So here also the center frequency will be FC and the bandwidth will be equal to 2FM. Okay, so next class lo detection methods గురించి discuss చేద్దాము.